Roger from India, a former lifetime stutterer. He has graduated from the 3-day Etalon program and eliminated his stuttering 2 years ago. This is how he explained his speech difficulties before he learned to speak correctly, naturally.
I kind of often have a stutter, and uh, uh, it happens that like when I want to say something to my boss, but when I go and take the same thing in front of my boss, I don't know what effect he has on me, but I just can't even start.
And this is how he spoke after the class.
My seat is exactly behind my boss's seat. So he just, leans up and tell me, what's the answer to this? What about this? What's the status of this? And I always try not to be sitting on my seat so that he can ask someone else. So, but today was a different day. It was just an ordinary day for an ordinary person. I was not special in the wrong way anymore. So it was good. I had whatever opportunity I got to talk, I spoke excellently.
And finally, this is our Skype conversation 2 years later. So let's begin from the very beginning, okay? So the question number 1, when did you take the Etalon program?
It's 2 years from now.
Okay.
That has passed 2 years.
That's what I figured. Yeah, it was about 2 years ago. So, and a very simple question, why did you take this class?
So before I took the class, at that time, if I consider myself well before that time, at that time I was, just getting affected by the world at all times, not reacting to it, and because of that effect, every effect was putting me down. And so if I want to be very literal, because I did not know how to speak, so every attempt I made was wrong, and because of the response I got from people, it really affected me, because I was hardly bothered about my speech. I was more focused on what response I got from people. So yeah, this is when this part I'm saying well before I took the class. Just before I took the class, in that period, around 2-3 months before I took the class, I decided for myself that I need to be more rational, and I then started to look out for books online, books that even somehow come close to how to speak. So
what was
remember exactly.
Sorry, Roger, I'm interrupting you. What was the key word you were looking for? I mean, how did you call your condition, speech condition?
Yeah, the first keyword I was looking, that I typed in Google, was curing.
Curing what?
Cure my problem of speech.
What was the problem?
Problem was cure of stuttering. Yeah,
that's right. I want you to tell things the way they were. You thought you had stuttering.
Yes.
How did you know? Yeah, how did you know that you had stuttering? Who told you that?
First of all, I didn't know this word. It was just I was doing these things, doing not rational things. Then I think I came to know just by reading somewhere, maybe in the movies, I came to know about this word, that this is what this action means. if you're not able to speak.
You self-diagnosed, right? Diagnosed yourself.
Self-diagnosed, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, as I was saying, I started to read books, and I found one really good book which didn't speak about how to cure, but had more content of how to do it. Not about, that this will cure your problem, but just how to do it correctly. But the problem was I was not as genius as Roman is, that he could self-cure himself. And even after reading the book, I was still hoping that at the end of the book, they will give that this has cured your stuttering. And this was the hope which I was reading the book. Eventually, I found out that even though I was knowing the correct way, I was not able to do it. Then only I realized that I need a teacher. I need someone who can actually show it to me how it is done.
May I interrupt you again? What was the book that you still think that it's a very good book? You couldn't learn much from it, but it was a very good book. What was the book?
That I don't remember that book. I don't know if I also have the book right now, but I'll tell you that book was only giving information on how to make your tongue movement, your lip movement for each sound.
Each sound.
Each of the sound that we have in English language.
And do we speak in sounds? If you open your mouth, do you have sounds in your mouth?
Yeah. Now I know the clear difference, but at that time I wasn't aware about what sounds are, what movements are, what speaking is. So at that point of time,
yeah, so the book wasn't really that good. Now you know. Back then you thought it was good. Okay, continue. So you read the book, you decided you needed a teacher, right?
I again started to look up the internet, finding some way or the other how I can know how I can cure my problem. So I landed up on your website, and at that point of time I wasn't very much bothered about how much is the payment related details, but I was more focused on things like what benefits I would get out of this. I contacted you on Skype. Even now I remember on that day when I finally came to know about the amount of the class, and when I converted it into the Indian currency, I found out that it was a big amount. Okay. And then even though I had the excitement of getting rid of my problem, but still I knew that it is going to be a huge task for me to gather up that much money. I had to even convince my parents, because here in India it's not that you do take decision on your own.
Yeah.
I remember I spoke to my mom that very night when everyone was asleep, and I tried to convince her that this is my only chance. I feel that something can happen because I have my entire life to live, and I know what problems I have and how much depression I was in. So, and she understood, and then she still said that you have to arrange all the money. I would not arrange you the money. Then I took a loan, as you know, and it was a 2-year loan that I had to repay back in 2 years, and it's already 2 years and I finished the loan amount. I forgot to tell you that, but I already finished the loan amount.
You know what? This is kind of important. So you have finished paying back the loan.
Yes.
This is exciting news. Congratulations.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So you took the loan, you came to me, you took the class. Now let's skip this part. And everyone knows that you were 100% success, of course. So let's go after the class. Day number 3, and from that moment on, how did your life go?
Immediately when I took the class and I actually realized how
simple it was, and how very natural it was. It was not an artificial thing. Just I made it difficult for myself all my life before that. So when I actually learned after the third day of class, it became so natural and it became so simple. And that time onwards, I actually was expressing my own self in front of the world. I could speak in the emotion that I wanted. If I was happy, I would just smile and say anything I want that I had to say. So that excitement, it is still there because I still love each and every day of speaking because I know how I felt and how I was before. So yeah, after taking the class, my life completely changed because I remember I immediately had an interview and I was only focused on the content that I want to speak and not how I'm going to speak.
Yep.
So I did excellent in that interview because I knew my capabilities, and eventually, even now, I find the people around me, the people I work with, really appreciate not my speech but my abilities, and that abilities have come only because I'm speaking well. So
because what you're doing when you speak, you're expressing your abilities. Speech is just a tool to express yourself, express whatever your abilities, capabilities. You're expressing yourself using speech, of course. Okay, so you got an interview. Did you get a job?
of course I got a job. I had to get a job. Yes.
Okay. And how did your career go in these 2 years? I kind of know pieces of it, that
Yes,
it went
yes.
like this, right?
Yeah. I realized that this knowledge that you have given me is not limited to just speech. It's common general knowledge. I am in a position to apply it in anything I do. And yes, my career, it means that my career is not only related to my work, it's just my life, how my life has gone after that class.
Of course.
It's been almost, I won't say a perfect life because I still have some ambitions that I want to do, but it's close to perfect. Yes.
Of course. I mean, it's so funny when I hear from people, I'm not there yet. It's not perfect yet. You know what? We're not dead yet. As long as we are alive, we want to climb, we want to do better, 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 better. Of course, we have plans, but nothing is holding you back from achieving these plans, right?
Yes.
So it's not like you're sitting and kind of choosing, okay, I can't do this because I cannot speak. I cannot do only this because this doesn't require speaking skills, right?
Yes.
You don't have this anymore, right? Okay.
Right now, what I want to achieve is to become a trainer in the field that I am right now. Although as of now, I am just an employee working for my company, just doing what they want me to do. But what I actually want to do is to become a trainer. That's what I eventually want to do because that is something that will really give me pleasure. And working for your pleasure is, I think, the perfect thing that you could do.
Of course. And what gives you pleasure today at your almost perfect job?
What I like about my current job is that, in the first place, it's the perfect experience which I'm getting to be a trainer. Second part is that I get so much pleasure just to be among so much talented people around which I have in my company. and I like to share what I know with them and to learn some things from them. And the actual work which I do is what I like, is what something which I always wanted to do in my existing time, that I want to, because what I do currently helps me to learn a lot, and I want to use my current time to learn more and more things. So, and apart from this, my job gives me a lot of opportunities to travel around the world, which I didn't hope for, but I'm getting it as a bonus. And it's a very good bonus for me.
Did you get to communicate a lot with different people?
Yes. It also gives me opportunities to talk to people around the world, like in China, like in Israel, sometimes of US, but it's very less. But because of different countries, people have different accent of English. Don't ask me for Chinese English because I won't be able to tell you. So, but yes, it's, apart from this, my company gives me a lot of things to enjoy. We go out a lot of times. It's all, that's how I get the pleasure that I get in my current office. It's a good time, and I'm never disappointed. In the morning, like we used to get in school times that you have to go to school. But in my current job, I don't get this feeling that when I get up in the morning that I have to go to work.
Yeah.
So yes, that's the pleasure. That's the motivation I get and the pleasure I get to my current job. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Congratulations on that. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you go to a new job interview, being able to speak is not your concern, right?
Yes, of course. It's never a concern.
Okay, very good. And another very important question. I would like you to share with me what you can, of course. How is your personal life going on? I know you are kind of a handsome dude. You smile a lot today. So how is it going? Do you get to know more people? Did you get more friends, more female friends? How does it go?
Yeah. First of all, I would really take this opportunity to thank my old friends, people whom I already knew, even when I was, having that problem of speech.
When you were a stutterer. I like calling things with their names. When you were a stutterer. Okay.
I started a bit before. So at that time, I would really like to thank those friends who were still with me, even though I had problem and I was not able to communicate my emotions to them. They were still with me, although they are a very handful of people, but still I would like to thank them a lot. But the moment I actually learned the knowledge and I knew how to speak, because I speak so much in front of so many people, and at times I don't even see how many people I'm talking to.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to me. Because of that, I have so many people, constantly around me, and they want to be with me. And I am also, I think I am good at making these jokes, which are very silent, and it is not very obvious that I make a joke and people laugh. So I kind of make a very silent and very passive jokes. People like to be around me more, and their number keeps on increasing every day. And yes, so I really don't know if they are my friends, but I can see that I have a lot of people around me, and I am always at the center of the discussions.
Attention.
People want to hear from me, their views. They want to know what my view is on this topic. So yeah, my social life has really improved. I would have never imagined that I could even do this. What I'm doing this right now, I could have never even imagined that sometime in my life I would be able to do these things. But my personal life, about, as you said, about girls.
Yeah, it's important.
Yes. Yeah, important in this world, yes. I have only one life after all.
Yep.
About girls, yes, I had some, and some of them were among those group. As I spoke, that when I speak, people just gather around me. Some of the girls were among those people who really got impressed by how I speak and what I speak for and how my personality is. Like general social life and social life in terms of girls and in terms of other people is good, has been very good. I have no complaints that I could have done better. So that's how life is right now, and I'm very happy with it. Yes.
Okay, that's great.
Hi, this is Roger. I'm from India, in Mumbai, and I decided to take the class because I was completely disappointed with anything that there was around my place and in the internet, and I was really disappointed with my life. And then when I eventually came across the program, which I also found from the internet, went through the content which was there in the website, and I finally contacted you, and I got the confidence that that this is something different from everything that is there around for the cure of stuttering. And when I actually got convinced myself, not because you said it, but because what I understood, I finally decided to take a class, although with a shortage of money, but I took a loan, which I have now finally completed. And yes, after the class, I would say that my life, as I knew that if I knew how to speak, my life would have been completely different. So after the class, actually my life became different because I was able to do just about anything that there is in this world to do. I was able to speak, I was able to play, I was able to communicate with anyone, I was able to do good in anything which I did. Sorry for that. And the important part is that I now know that if I make a mistake, I know how to get back and start performing it correctly again. I would like to say that the knowledge which I got from the class is not specific to the speech. It's only about speech. It's a general thing which you can apply to anything that you do in life. So, and yes, I would really want people around the world who have this problem, and it's not that every stutterer has the same problem or he stutters in the same degree. Every problem is unique, every person is unique, and every way in which he stutters is different. So I would just say that without seeing your problem or comparing your problem with anyone else, if you just focus on just doing things correctly without having in mind anything different, which I would say you would get from this course, you would start not only get the speech that you wish for, but would get a successful life because from now on you would be in control of your life.
These were 2 years of Roger's stutter-free life. What stops you from learning to speak well in only 3 days and enjoy your stutter-free life as well?